show, Coach talked about playing with a high level of desperation. You sense that in practice this week, or what have the last couple of days been like?
Yeah, I mean we've really been focused in on just locking in and taking it one day at a time. We know we've had a couple tough losses back to back, and we're just really focused on Penn State and doing what we got to do to try to win that game.
Alex. Trey, just in terms of kind of following up on that question, in terms of the level of urgency, have any of the upperclassmen kind of talked to the freshmen or the younger guys just about how important this week is, given the fact that you guys are 0-2 and you don't really want to fall, I guess, any further behind in terms of the Big Ten standings?
Yeah, yeah, we've all talked about it, and we know how important it is just to kind of stay in the race in the Big Ten because we know how challenging it is to get behind and to work your way back into it. But we know that, every game's going to be difficult. We got to lock in and treat every game like it's like a championship game, and we know that it's not going to be easy. But we got to come prepared, and the seniors have let us know that. We got to play for them because their time's ticking down, and we know that they're going to play hard for us. We got to play hard for them. So we got to be together and work out through some of the hard times.
Mike Schumann.
Yeah, hey Trey. If we went solely based off of recruiting rankings, I'm guessing a lot of folks would have said you wouldn't be starting until you were an upperclassman. What are the things that folks may have missed about your game that have led you to start so early in your career?
I'd say just the knowledge of the game. I think it's kind of been difficult at first for me a little bit, just how hard college basketball really is. But I think I'm starting to learn more and more every day from the older guys, and we're all coming together. I think me just learning from them and the coaches and just following them and listening and taking the little stuff they give me every day, I think that's really helped me out as a player, and it's got my mind right to kind of be ready for these type of games.
Tyler.
Trey, in high school, you were kind of known as a player with a lot of toughness, and you've definitely showed some of that this year. I guess, how would you describe your mindset on the court, and how can that really kind of help you guys this year in a time when there's a lot of physicality in the conference?
Yeah, I'd say it can help a lot. Just bringing that fire to the court and kind of just pick up the guys when we're down. I feel like I can bring that to the table and just really be that fire guy and keep us together when things are going rough. We got a lot of guys like that that want to win, and that's our main goal is to win, and that's what we're focused on one day at a time. And I think with me, it's my job to kind of come as a freshman and bring that energy and play as hard as I can.
Alex, you got another one? Yeah, Trey, I'm just kind of curious kind of what the mindset is of some of your other freshman teammates that maybe aren't getting as many minutes as you are right now. Is it something where you've talked to them at all about the opportunity that they've gotten so far? Do you sense any frustration, or do you feel like everybody's kind of just waiting for their time to maybe get more minutes? And then specifically with Christian, what have you seen out of him so far, like in practice, and do you feel like he's making progress in terms of his role?
Yeah, I feel like all of us are making progress, and there's not really any frustration with us. But I think, like I said before, we're taking it day by day. We're all getting better, and we've come a long way from the beginning of the year to now. And I think all of us are right there to be able to help the team in a positive way. So I think all four of us can really contribute and are going to be a vital part to this team in the long run. I think if we take it day by day and just work hard and practice, it's gonna show in the games, and everyone's gonna get their chance.
One stat of note on
Trey is he's third among Big Ten freshmen, averaging 22.8 minutes per game. Now, I can't see all the stuff on my chat, so we've got more time. Anybody else have more questions? Feel free to jump in.
Yeah, hey Trey, Dustin Dipirac here. To piggyback on these questions about playing time and how you managed to get playing time, it seems like you figured out what the formula is as a freshman to get on the floor. That if you do the dirty work, play hard defense, move the ball around, you get on the floor. I guess. I mean, did you kind of come in with the sense knowing it was going to be like that? I mean, how did you kind of come to that realization that that's what it takes to be the guy that gets on the floor as a freshman?
I kind of come in and expected. I didn't really come in and think that I was going to get playing time, so I knew that it was going to be easy, and I was going to work hard no matter what, if I got playing time or if I didn't. So nothing really changed for me with that, and so I just knew that I had to come in and work hard every day from the summer into the fall and into the season and with the practices and stuff. So I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but if I was able to work hard and listen to the coaches and the upperclassmen, then I'd fall right in the line to that.
Kevin?
Yeah, Trey. Penn State's a pretty guard-heavy team. They kind of spread out a lot on the perimeter. Just talk about the challenges of that matchup in particular, and your role in trying to contain a lot of those guards that they have on the floor.
Yeah, we know that they like to get out and run, and they're a really fast team and pretty guard-heavy. With really like they play start four guards. So we know it's not going to be easy. Like I said, every game in the Big Ten is going to be hard, but we know that if we can contain them and guard our yard and be able to guard the ball and not let them go on big runs, I think we'll be right there to compete with them.
Trey, I got a question. How much does being a son of a coach and growing up in this, do you think has given you an advantage when it comes to making the transition from high school to college?
I think it's definitely helped me, especially just him having the knowledge of the game and kind of just being around the game for so long and coached many good players. I think he's been able to teach me a lot of things that have helped me translate into the college game because we've just been around the game so much, and I've been around him coaching for all my life, and just seeing him teach other guys and kind of just listening and being around it has really helped me develop my game and translate into college for sure.
Quick follow-up to that, was your dad pretty tough on you, or what was he like with you compared to the other teammates?
I'd say kind of similar. I mean, he really got along with everyone on the team in high school, and we all got along. And it was one big family. And I think there was times he was harder on me because he expected a lot more from me that I could do to help our team win. But when we got home, it was kind of father-son talk, and we could talk it out a little bit more and just talk basketball with us too. But I think it was similar with other guys as well, because he expected a lot from our senior class with our team and just the whole basketball program.
Tyler?
Trey, at Culver, is there anything that you kind of specifically point to that you learned there that you've been able to use this year?
I wouldn't say anything specifically, but I'd say just a lot of the little things I learned, just like toughness and stuff like that. And I mean, you gotta be able to guard, especially at the college level, how hard it is. And that's one thing that's been difficult because every player's really good in college, and you got to be able to guard the ball at a high level. But I think that's one thing I learned in high school.
Trey, you mentioned the difficulty in terms of adjusting to college. Is there anything that's been particularly surprising in terms of how difficult it's been that you maybe weren't expecting, and is there anything that maybe has come easier than you imagined?
I mean, there really wasn't anything that was unexpected for me, but I knew that there's a lot more into the game and into the preparation that there was for games, and being able to guard different teams and being able to stop certain players and stuff like that, and kind of just following a game plan. I think that's one thing that's really been important and harder for me to pick up because it's very challenging, especially at this level of basketball with the Big Ten. There's so many good teams and there's so many different game plans that we have to follow. So that's definitely been difficult.
Dustin.
Yeah, to kind of stay on this point, this pathway. What did your dad tell you specifically that this was going to be like? I mean, as you were about to go off to Bloomington and knowing that it was going to be a transition, what did he tell you to expect in terms of how the game was going to change for you, and again, what you were going to have to do to get on the floor?
Yeah. I mean, he told me to expect a lot. I mean, obviously the game was going to be faster paced in high school because it is, and the guys are bigger, faster, stronger, all around the board. And I think that was one thing he really told me to expect is that it's not going to be like high school. So you got to be able to find different ways to help the team win with scoring, passing, and other things. So he told me it wasn't going to be as easy, obviously, because like I said, just the difficult of how much better guys are on teams and stuff. So.
Charlie Culberson.
Trey, I guess you've talked about the adjustment at the college level, and I feel like we asked you about some about this kind of during the recruiting process. But has there been any value for you and maybe for Anthony and Christian as well? Just not to sort of pick Jordan out of the group, I know, but for you three in particular to already kind of have maybe a level of comfort together that is you have to figure things out as a freshman, especially in an unusual year. You've got guys that maybe you trust, and you're all kind of going through the same thing together.
Yeah, I think that's really helped us three because we, like you said, that trust is there from us playing with each other and being on the same AAU team. I think that's really helped us come along. And then Jordan, I think Jordan actually he fit in right away with us, and we took him with us because we're all roommates and stuff. So I think just the time off the court has helped us, and then we've been able to translate it on the court and kind of just been able to pick each other up when we're all struggling because there's times where we're all going to struggle. Especially as freshmen, but we know that if we stick together and we pick each other up, we're definitely going to be all right, and we know that we can be something special for sure if we all stick together, and then our whole team, obviously the upperclassmen, they pick us up when we're down, and we're just going to be right there for sure.
Trey, good or bad, can you describe the difference now playing in empty arenas? Now, I know in Indiana high schools, the arenas are, full. You're getting through a lot of emotion, but I think of the first 2 weeks of Big Ten play, a lot of people are commenting they're seeing different things that maybe they wouldn't have seen had arenas been full. Talk about you as a player and what your experience has been.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely an unusual experience with not having any fans there, especially at Illinois. There was nobody there. So, I mean, when you're playing, you don't really tend to think about it. But, I mean, obviously, like late in the games like that, in situations against Northwestern and Illinois, when it's a close game like that, the crowd's going to be definitely play an effect in those type of games. But I think you can't really focus on that too much, and you just got to focus on the game. But I haven't really experienced what the true college basketball feeling is like with the crowds and stuff like that. But hearing from the older guys, they say it's a lot different, and it's a weird and unusual feeling not having those crowd noises and all the people there.
Anything else from you guys?
Yeah, sure. One more quick one. You've talked a lot about just, again, the differences, the bigger, the stronger, the faster the guys, that you obviously were expecting it to be that way. But has there been a moment since you've been on the floor that point was driven home? Was there a guy that you covered or guarded or played against so far that you really noticed the difference? And have you been, I guess, pleased generally with your ability to hang in there with that difference?
I mean, I haven't really noticed a specific time or anything, but I think it was definitely a wake up call in certain different games that I've been in, and I know that I gotta prepare myself for those type of games and kind of just be more prepared in those situations because those guys are coming and they're like I said they're big and strong and really skilled. So I gotta be prepared and keep working on my game as well as getting stronger and stuff like that. So.
Trey, thank you very much. My media friends, we've reached a milestone.